In the memorial for Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk publicly said she forgives the killer of Charlie Kirk. People are moved by her forgiveness. However, many people said they won't forgive. Both the opposite reactions to the same crime are actually right. How? The response to profound wrongdoing often brings into sharp relief two powerful, yet fundamentally distinct, moral and legal concepts: personal forgiveness and societal justice. While both represent a right action, their correct application hinges entirely on context. When these two levels of action are confused, the consequences, as tragic recent events demonstrate, can severely endanger the fabric of society. The rightness of personal forgiveness. The personal gesture of forgiveness is an act of profound compassion and virtue. As demonstrated by Erika Kirk's decision to forgive her husband's killer, this approach aligns with moral and spiritual dictates, specifically what the Lord asks us to love. The power of personal forgiveness is rooted in its ability to protect the individual's moral health. It is essential to prevent people from being filled with hatred and serves as a great way not to create hate. However, this capacity for grace is strictly defined as only for personal use and cannot be extended to govern society or guide legal policy. The unforgiving mandate of societal justice. In contrast, the role of public figures and office holders demands a focus on societal justice. Their function requires them to embody the needs of the collective, not the feelings of the individual. The actions of these public figures who choose not to forgive a killer are also justified because their duty is fundamentally different from a personal or spiritual mandate. Individuals holding public office and managing society cannot forgive people for their wrongdoing. Their mandate, derived from the people, establishes that the priority is justice, ensuring law and order. Society requires this structure so everyone feels treated equally. An office holder acts as a guardian of justice when facing a terrible crime, operating within a legal and structural context where personal sentiment must be secondary to upholding the law. The peril of misapplied compassion. The distinction between these two roles is the vital key to stability. If office holders attempt to apply their personal forgiveness instead of prioritizing justice, it will destroy society. This conceptual failure is most often observed within the judiciary. Judges tasked with administering consequences sometimes grant very light sentences to criminals who committed terrible crimes, effectively applying personal forgiveness while forgetting their societal role. This misapplication overlooks the fact that society needs justice, law, and order. The consequences of this systemic judicial failure were tragically illustrated by the death of 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska. Her accused killer, 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown Jr., was a repeat offender with a long criminal history spanning over a decade, which included serious offenses such as felony breaking and entering and robbery with a dangerous weapon. Yet, despite this extensive and violent record, Brown was repeatedly allowed to remain on the streets. This pattern of rapid release for repeat, dangerous offenders aligns precisely with the warning that judges, by giving light or ineffective consequences, overlook their duty to societal protection. By repeatedly releasing or failing to adequately penalize Brown, the judge's actions functioned as an enablement, a form of protection aligned with personal forgiveness, rather than fulfilling the mandated role of upholding law and order for society, leading directly to a tragic and preventable death. Ultimately, both Erika Kirk's act of personal forgiveness and the unforgiveness demonstrated by political figures demanding justice are justified. However, society survives only if the individuals tasked with maintaining its structure, office holders and judges, recognize that their mandate is not spiritual grace, but the unwavering pursuit of justice to ensure safety and order for all.